there is a quite an important point in there, because as you know, everything in the Buddha Dharma, the measuring system of the Buddha Dharma, so to speak, the way we measure things, okay, some things are good, some things are bad, some things are precious, some things are not so precious, all of that, how do we measure? What makes this specific human body more precious than animal, or for that matter, some other human beings? It's always based on one answer. In Buddha Dharma, anything that is closer, favorable, or having the capacity to understand the Dharma is how we measure what is precious or what is virtue or non-virtue, and so on and so forth. Okay, of course, at glance, generally we can say that lying is a non-virtuous act. Generally. But if the act of lying brings you closer to the truth, then in some sutras, Mahayana sutras, is considered actually virtuous. There are many accounts of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. When they were Bodhisattvas, they not only lied, they have actually, killed, they've stole things. So the way we measure what is virtuous, what is good, what is precious, is all to do with something to do with the Dharma. So it's because of this, for instance, within the 5 realms or the 6 realms that Buddhists talk about, actually there are things like there are realms such as God realm or Asura realm. They are far more powerful, well-equipped, so to speak, wealthier. The God realms, there's so much power, but gods are not considered precious. God's existence is not really considered precious body, because gods in general, and especially this probably from the mundane emotional point of view, the most luxurious god, who actually has a guarantee to live really, really, really long. In fact, they are the least precious. They are not precious at all. So, just because you have a certain power or the ability of the birth does not mean anything when it comes to judging what is precious or not. So, the reason why I'm telling you this is individually there is something to think about. We should, even us here, even though we may have become the Buddhist practitioners, even though we may have actually met great masters, even though we have Dharma books, we should really think, okay, at glance, yes, maybe I have a precious human body, because we can go further. I have been reborn as a human being. That's a big one. Meaning someone who has a little bit of understanding of what is good and what is bad. Someone who has access, someone who can have access to language that can lead you to the Dharma. I'm very lucky that I'm not a maggot, for instance. I'm so lucky that I was not born on this earth 2,700 years ago. Because there was nothing around that time. Even though you are a human being, a very great grace actually. During those days, it's called, I think, before when human beings can live more than 100 years. It's believed that during those days, human beings can have issue light from their body. I'm very lucky that I was not born before that. I'm lucky that I was not born in a place, some earth where Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, interdependent, words like emptiness, compassion, words like non-duality has no meaning at all. There are some countries like that. They are much more than us. I'm very lucky. Then I'm very lucky that I have met masters who actually can teach this. And that way we can actually contemplate. But am I really lucky? In one way, am I really lucky? Even after all of that, am I really making use of this? If I'm not, then actually I don't have the precious human body. So, precious human body, I think one has to make it very personal. Generally speaking, yes, we all do have precious human body, but specifically, we have to think and contemplate, do we really have it? If I don't, okay, so if you decided that you don't have this precious human body, then we have to cultivate. You have to generate. You can. If you decided that you have the precious human body, then what? Then the next thing is impermanence. Even though we have the precious human body, this human body is not permanent. This impermanence will strike upon me one of these days without any warning. So I cannot waste this precious human body. So this too thought, basically, instead of using the word precious human body, maybe practically we can use the word opportunity. This opportunity that we have is so precious. I can't waste it. I should not waste it. I should not waste this precious human and precious opportunity starting this minute. I cannot afford to think, well, let me finish my work few years. One day I will settle down somewhere in Parping or somewhere in the mountain and then do retreat. Because we can't plan like that. We are never sure when the death will strike. The Kadampas taught us many times. First of all, there is not most of the human beings, we never acknowledge that death is that death is uncertain. Death is uncertain. Most of the people, we do not we kind of deny that death is uncertain. Okay? Then Kadamba said, but few of us, maybe we kind of accept that death is uncertain. The third remark they made was, but very, very few think that death will come for sure. So, actually thinking that death is going to come for sure guaranteed that I'm going to die. That is very rare. So these two is so important to generate, especially to counter the mind of the mind stream or the attachment to this life. Because once you look at the preciousness of this opportunity, you will realize attachment to this life, and especially when I say this life, we are talking about fame, gain, attention, happiness, trying to get away from criticism, loss, unhappiness, being ignored. All of these are really useless. They have no essential qualities. So, sense of urgency is what you will develop if you think of the precious human body and the impermanence. Sense of urgency. Zapalta Rinpoche said in his very famous text, that a person must practice the Dharma as how hungry yak search for food. If hungry yaks, when they see one blade of grass, they don't think, oh, this is just one, let me go walk further more, I will eat where there's a lot of grass. If it is one grass, they eat. If it is two grass, they eat. If there's a lot, of course they eat. So this is the attitude we have to build. A sense of urgency. And this is quite an important advice. You see, many of us, Dharma practitioners, this is how we think. When we walk through, for instance, stupa, there is an opportunity, because this is a really special stupa. I mean, this is the supreme symbol of all the Buddha's mind, blessed by just billions of the Buddhas. I mean, even in our own time, blessed and consecrated and venerated by many great masters. So as we go through here, all we could do is just fold your palm together and bow a little bit. But most of us think this way, well, that's so small. That's something small thing to do. That's not enough. Just putting your palms together and bowing down, that's so small. I really want to do something big. I want to wash the stupa. I want to maybe offer the 100,000 lamps. I want to actually invite some monks and do prayers a whole day. Something like that is what I need to do. So what do you end up? You end up doing not this simple one, which is just bowing down, and then this big thing never comes. Because it's so, we are busy and everybody's busy and we don't have time. So you end up not doing the small virtue, and of course you don't do the big virtue. So it's really important that we take this kind of opportunity. This is one of the examples. One should never despise a small virtuous action. Never. Because it is the small virtuous actions and deeds that is what we need to accumulate, collect and build up, which will then become like a foundation for the big, and we call it samit giva, sort of unstained virtue. I think with this we can sort of consider that, although of course I will come back to this point again and again, we can consider that this is basically a very brief explanations on what do you call it, attachment. If you have attachment to this life, you are not a Dharma practitioner. So a Dharma practitioner must think beyond this life. If you are thinking about this life, you are an ordinary person. If you are thinking about this life, and if you practice the Dharma, your Dharma practice is nothing more than an office utensil. In order to make your work efficient, you need fax machine, you need a computer, a desk, a chair. Similarly, in order you have a Dharma there, so that things that cannot be dealt by your machines, you surrender to the Dharma. Such as praying, such as praying for success of your work and so on and so forth. So really, Dharma becomes a utensil to build your life. And this is very dangerous for us, especially for us Dharma practitioners, and more especially for those who has the appearance of the Sangha, and especially for Rinpoches like myself, because it's very important that we have to, the conclusion is we have to live for Dharma. We should never have the Dharma for the life. Life for Dharma, not Dharma for life. You may think, but that I don't think we would engage into such actions. But this, you should not kid yourself, because this happens a lot. You are very blessed that you are not a Tulkus or Rinpoches. Actually, there's a great master called Sele Naso Rangdol. He has a prayer. I saw there's a really beautiful prayer, and that prayer, the one section of the prayer is from the depth of his heart he said, "May I never ever reborn as a Tulku or Rinpoche." It's really good. I do it every day, really. Because when you suddenly have these Rinpoches or some monasteries or campos or whatever, the line is so thin. Are you really, is your life for the Dharma or the Dharma for life? So thin. And I can almost tell you from my experience is more from the other way, Dharma for living. And that basically is the point of the abandoning the attachment to this life. Okay, we take a break.